All right, so have you guys heard about this? Whoopi Goldberg and, former President Trump, they are in a full-on public argument.
Yeah, it's really something. It's gotten pretty heated.
It's heated, it's spicy, and we are diving right into this Daily Beast article that covers um, this whole back and forth.
Real drama.
All the drama. So, okay.
Envy.
It seems like it all kind of started when when he got all worked up over an interview that Kamala Harris did on The View.
It's like a wildfire, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
this whole thing just blew up. And it did stem from that. Trump got really riled up over that Kamala Harris interview on The View, like you said.
Yeah, and he did not hold back at all. He went on this whole rant, even like singling out Whoopi Goldberg's language, right?
Yeah.
Calling it filthy, dirty, like,
Classic Trump, right?
you know how he gets.
Just going on the attack, right?
Yeah.
But what I find really interesting here is how Goldberg, she doesn't just let it slide. She throws it right back at him.
Oh, she does. And she does it so well, I think. She basically said, hold on, I've always been like this, and you hired me 4 times. So what does that say about you?
Boom. Mic drop.
Yeah.
It's like, and this is where it really hit me that this isn't just your typical celebrity feud. This is Goldberg is strategically using Trump's own history against him. And it's brilliant.
It's really true. Like, it makes you stop and think.
It does.
And it's like she's calling him out on, on this hypocrisy. Like, you're saying I'm the problem. You're the one who keeps giving me a platform.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not even really about the language anymore. It becomes about hypocrisy and double standards.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of this article, it actually brings up this quote from one of Trump's former White House staffers. And they said that behind closed doors, Trump's language, it's way more colorful than Goldberg's.
Really?
Yeah, way more.
So this whole filthy mouth criticism is kind of ironic, right? Like, if a male politician used that same language as Whoopi Goldberg, would it even be a news story?
Exactly. It makes you wonder if we hold women in the public eye, particularly outspoken women, to a different standard.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a really important question to be asking.
That's a really good point. And it feels like this is just the tip of the iceberg here.
Yeah.
Because then Goldberg, she just drops this line, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, okay. She says, and I'm quoting directly here from the article, "You know how dirty I wasn't? I never grabbed anybody by their genitalia. Come
Well,
on."
wow.
It's powerful.
Talk about a power move. She goes there.
She's not holding back. And she's calling back to, we all remember that Access Hollywood tape.
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what she's referencing.
With Trump bragging about assaulting women, it's kind of a risky move, don't you think?
Huh?
To bring something that serious up?
It is, but it's effective.
Okay.
And I think that's what's so brilliant about it, right?
Yeah.
Because she's forcing this comparison. You have Trump over here criticizing her language, and then you have his own past behavior caught on tape, which is, let's be honest, way more egregious. So it's like, who are you to judge?
Right. It's like it really highlights that double standard.
Exactly.
And it's impossible to ignore that contrast. And speaking of, we're talking about powerful women, the article, it also mentions how some of the other co-hosts on The View, how they reacted.
Right.
Especially Sunny Hostin.
Oh, yeah, she had some things to say.
She did not hold back either. She had some pretty choice words for Trump, even going so far as to tell him to come on the show.
Right. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? These women, they're not afraid to speak their mind.
Not at all.
And they stand together. I think that's what I find so interesting about The View, right? Regardless of their political differences, because they do have different viewpoints.
They do.
They present this united front.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks to something larger. This cultural shift we're seeing.
Yeah.
Women supporting each other.
Yeah.
Calling out powerful men. And refusing to be silenced.
It's true. It makes you wonder if this is even really about, Whoopi Goldberg and Donald Trump anymore,
Yeah,
or if it's like they're just, they're kind of like these flashpoints in this much bigger discussion that we're having as a society right now. So, where does this all leave us? We started with this, like, celebrity feud, right?
Yeah.
This war of words.
Yeah.
And somehow now we're talking about, like, sexism, double standards, maybe even like a cultural shift. It's a lot.
It really is. And I think it shows how these things that seem, on the surface kind of shallow,
Yeah.
they can actually, like, bring up these huge issues.
Totally.
And language is a big part of that, right?
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
It can be used to offend, like we've been talking about, to belittle.
Mm.
But you can also use it to make a statement, to kind of, like, challenge things.
Right. And it's almost like how we respond to that language, who we call out, who we give a pass to.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that says a lot about us, about our values.
Oh, it really does. It's like this
Yeah.
whole Whoopi Goldberg Trump thing. It's like almost like a perfect example, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Of this bigger conversation that's happening
Mhm.
about gender, about power, about what we're willing to put up with.
It's a lot to think about.
Yeah,
It really is.
it is. It is. And it makes me wonder, and I'll leave you with this, the listeners,
Okay.
like, have we become, I don't know, more sensitive, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
to offensive language in this age of social media? Or, like, does context matter more when you're thinking about the impact of what someone says?
Hmm.
Just something to, think about.
Yeah, that's a good question. Definitely something to keep in mind.
I tell you.
Well, this has been quite the deep dive. I always learn so much from our conversations. Thanks for breaking it all down.
Yeah, of course. Glad to be here. Anytime.